Our names are Mike and Heather. We recently bought a Ford Transit Connect to convert into a camper van.
Mouse!
Although our van is not finished, we headed out on a Route 1 road trip, which is the longest north-to-south road in the United States. We have already been through Maine, New Hampshire, and Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, and New York, as well as New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Maryland, Washington, D.C., and Virginia, which has led us now to the Carolinas.
And we're into North Carolina.
So we're currently on a road trip down Route 1. We started in Maine last week and we're just now beginning the leg of our North Carolina and South Carolina trip. We stayed at a Walmart last night just as we crossed through North Carolina, and today we're driving through. So I think there aren't too many stops right off of Route 1 in North Carolina. Not to say that there isn't a bunch of stops to actually do in North Carolina. We were even actually considering shooting off a little bit and heading over to the Outer Banks. But we're trying to stay true to Route 1 and drive that the entire way down to the Florida Keys. So today might be more of a driving day, but that actually works out for us because it allows us to make up more time in getting to Florida and being able to touch the Florida Keys and say that we made it all the way from Fort Kent, Maine down to the Florida Keys.
We are fueling up before we kind of start this longer leg of driving. Like Heather was saying, we weren't really able to find a lot of stops right off of Route 1. So we are, oh, hang on, hand Heather the card. We are doing a little bit of additional research. When we started this road trip, we had used a website called route1views.com. A number of people would submit different locations along the route that they had found interesting, and it would go off a little ways, but it was mostly central to Route 1, which was cool. So we kind of used that as a basis for planning some of the stops that we would make along the way, especially the ones that were those kind of quirky roadside type adventures. But as we were driving through North Carolina where we are now, we were really kind of bummed out that there weren't a whole lot of opportunities for us to get off the road here, and really not so much in South Carolina either. So Heather was looking and she actually found a website called roadsideamerica.com, I think. We're comparing that, which kind of covers all over the country, against a map of Route 1 that we're taking down. This'll be another tool that we can use as we go along Route 1.
Ooh.
I think Heather found something new and exciting.
The UFO Welcome Center. It's a little bit off Route 1, but that might be worth it.
So we pulled into just a gas station to take a second, get off the highway, and actually be able to look at things. Once we finish up with this, we're gonna hit the road and head towards our next destination, which is not just the open road. It's actually going to be something to stop and see.
We have some really cool things pinned. One is local folklore and something a little bit creepy and spooky, which I'm looking forward to. And another one is the Babe Ruth monument, which we're both fans of baseball.
There's a Yankees fan. I guess this was the site of his first home run and maybe the place he got the nickname Babe, so
yeah,
kind of a cool piece of history for him.
Yes. And then the third thing we're looking to tackle in North Carolina, at least today, is the world's largest strawberry. So I don't know if it's going to be something like Buddy the Elf, where it's like, congratulations, you've done it, so you're the world's largest strawberry, or if it actually is. A quick Google search showed that there is some type of arguments against it, because there might be some other world largest strawberry structures, but nonetheless it'll still be cool, and I think they serve ice cream, so I'm also looking forward to that. And then eventually we'll make our way down into South Carolina this afternoon, but we'll also hit some cool stops there, and I'll fill you in on those ones just a little bit later.
And we're continuing on our way. So we are headed to Devil's Tramping Ground, which is on this Devil's Tramping Ground road, which makes it easy to find. Heather found this on that roadsideamerica.com. I'm not exactly sure how to describe it.
So we say we're from the Buffalo area, but we actually grew up an hour south of Buffalo in a very small town. And anybody who comes from a very small town knows that there's always some local folklore or some creepy story that happened not too far away. And if you're from a small town and you don't have one of those, your town just isn't small enough. But where we live, there's one called Pigman Road, where apparently a pigman haunts the road, and if you go down, he jumps out and potentially kills you. whatever the actual legend is. They actually closed down the road at Halloween time just because that folklore is so prevalent in our area. So I think that this deviled tramping ground is something.
Because the police close it because like teenage miscreants go and cause trouble on it.
Oh, I'm sure the same thing happens at this devil's trampling grounds. I saw online to look for beer cans because not only does the devil roam here, but so do all the local teenagers who are looking to get into trouble. So it's like over 120 years that this legend has existed. There is a circle and nothing has grown in it or around it for 120 years, and the legend states that it's because the devil comes out at night and paces back and forth and dances in it, trying to come up with ways to, I guess, wreak havoc in the world. But the creepy part is, I guess, no matter how heavy, oh no, is it private? Oh no. So as we were approaching the trail entrance to be able to see where the devil's tramping ground is, we saw a bunch of private property signs. So unfortunately, because it is private property, you're not really allowed on, although we did see some interviews from the locals, because we did look it up after we saw that it seems like they don't mind if people go on and check it out, just as long as people are being respectful and not maybe overnight camping and making a mess. But we just looked at it from the road. One of the articles did say that they are hoping to open it up to the public and maybe do tours of it because it is such like a local legend here.
Like Heather was saying, online we saw a couple of interviews with the owners of the property that they do want to be able to share this with the locals or people coming in to learn about the history or to just see the site and enjoy it.
Yeah, but it is pretty cool. Some other local folklore that's along with it is if you place something in the middle of the circle, no matter how heavy it is, the next morning it will be gone.
Everything except for glass from broken beer bottles.
Mike's not a believer in the supernatural.
Because we saw online that there's a lot of that there. So apparently the devil will move everything else except that.
And reporters sleeping in tents in the middle of the circle. There, I guess, was a reporter who stayed there not believing in it, obviously, because that's how all the stories start. So he camped right in the middle of the circle because, again, supposedly, no matter what you put in the middle, will be moved out of the way so that the devil can dance and like walk down those paths. The reporter did say that they heard some spooky footsteps. Is it really as haunted as local legend kind of states it is? Or is it that the locals are keeping the legend alive by messing with people who may be in that area to keep some of the magic there? But now we're on our way to Route 1 again to hopefully stop at 2 more stops in North Carolina before we head down into South Carolina.
Life took on a new meaning when the tides they started turning.
So we are in the town of Fayetteville in North Carolina, and apparently we just passed the site where Babe Ruth hit his first home run. So we're gonna maybe give this another go and hopefully see what we can actually find. Is that a bear? Look how huge that dog is.
So keeping up with the theme of legends, we're now walking up to the placard in Fayetteville, North Carolina, where Babe Ruth got his name Babe. So it's just an exciting thing, I guess, here in this little town, or rather big town actually, is where he hit his first ever home run.
I think it may have been during a spring training game. I think he may have been playing with the Orioles, but this would have happened in 1914, so a little bit before he became maybe the Babe Ruth that everyone knows.
Now it all seems to be working. Oh my.
It's kind of a random spot in a very random town, and it really depends on how much of a baseball fan you are, whether or not this would be worth it. But for me, I definitely think it was well worth our time.
It was cool. It was just off the road. There's a little parking lot for the highway department. So not necessarily the intended purpose for the lot, I think, but we were only there a couple minutes and you can stop in, grab a couple photos, and continue on your way.
It says visitor parking, highway business only. We parked here because technically we were visiting their front yard.
We're gonna jump back on the highway now and head to the world's largest strawberry. There's some ice cream there. Definitely can use it on a day like today. It's really warm.
It's like the whole sky opened up, gave me a real good reason to enjoy it, because I got a real good feeling, yeah, things are looking up. I got a real good feeling that things are looking up. I got a
Oh, there you go.
Hi.
Oh, these are big for one scoop. Wow. We'll eat it in the van.
Quick, pass me the keys. The AC going.
We came to the van to eat our ice cream because it is very warm out there. Very cute place. We can now say that we've been to the world's largest strawberry.
So they make, I think, 20 flavors of ice cream here at the Berry Patch. And then it also looks like they make their own waffle cone. So both of them are good. We got strawberry, of course, but they had a bunch of different flavors that all looked really good. And there's also a fruit and veggie stand in there.
They even have a gift shop.
Yeah.
So this is a pretty popular place if they even have a little gift shop. I think we found a local gem.
You are spilling everywhere.
I know. We have it all over your beard.
My mustache is too long now.
This cone is really good.
Yeah. I think the ice cream's good.
Double fisting. This is where the Berry Patch is, that we just ate all the ice cream at. And then this is South Carolina, so we're going to be crossing the border very soon. So we're here at Shira State Park, and the reason why we came here is one, it is South Carolina's oldest state park, and two, there seemed to be a really cool boardwalk online, so that's what we're scoping out the park to check out and see.
Right now we're just kind of looking to see if we can find the boardwalk. I think online it said that there was supposed to be a nice one, but at the very least there's some nice sandy shaded walking trails that you can take right off of the beach. But it's nice to get out of the car, stretch our legs a little bit.
Come now, our future's waiting now or never. It's time, honey, let's start the rest of our lives.
Looks like we found the boardwalk. Or I did, I found it.
Anyway. Wow, you can start to see it. It's very pretty.
You and I.
Mike is currently arguing with me because I said I bet that there's alligators here and he doesn't believe me.
I'll believe it when I see it.
I don't want to see it.
I'm Googling this.
So we couldn't find anything confirming if there's alligators or not here, but if anybody's from this area, please help me win this argument and say that there are. And if there aren't, don't put that in the comments.
This was worth it. For sure.
So we made it to the end of the boardwalk where honestly we just sat and took in the view. It was very nice to kind of have a moment just to sit and relax. It has been a very long driving day. It was a very nice peaceful stop, but we're on to the next part of South Carolina. Hopefully we can get through the rest of the leg, but I am feeling relaxed, rejuvenated, and ready to make it to Georgia.
Pack my bags, get my goals. Just when I was losing hope, I saw you standing there on the street. And you said, do you wanna go see the world? Not go.
We are about 10 or so minutes away from the world's largest fire hydrant. We'll see if the weather holds up, if we get a chance to get out and look at it, or if it makes more sense to just kind of cruise by and check it out. There's a lot of thunder and lightning up ahead, or at least lightning up ahead. So it seems like we're driving pretty straight on into a storm.
There's insane lightning going on just ahead, and we're literally 3 minutes straight ahead to the fire hydrant, so we're heading right to it.
Right over here.
We see it.
That's pretty cool.
I guess there's some like funny billboards that people say are you need to check out. So we gotta find the funny billboards that match it. But yeah, that's pretty big. Painted parks do drive by. Maybe. I don't think it's the billboards, I think it's the signs right in front of it, because people said it was like the do not let your dog pee on it funny sign, so let's see if we could. Oh yeah, you can see them. Okay, so we're trying to do another drive-by around the block to get it from the other side, because as you can see, the sky is getting a lot darker just as 1 minute has passed. So I don't think we're gonna get out and look at it, but that's okay because it was always just meant to be kind of be like, oh hey, look at this neat thing on the side of the road. It's literally right off of Route 1 and was just like a, oh, if you're in the area, make sure to drive by it because it's really cool type of thing. So we're catching it from the back now. But that thing is gigantic. I don't know if the camera's really doing it justice, but that is huge. And the funny signs that I was talking about, so online it said, be sure to keep an eye out for the funny signs, and I thought they were billboards, but it looks like they're just little signs on there that is like, don't let your dog pee on it, but they have like giant dogs. See that sign? And that sign? So it's basically showing don't let your dog pee on it, but the dog is even bigger than that, which would mean that they're implying that don't let your giant dog do that. And the only giant dog that I know of is Clifford, which I think they're actually coming out with a new movie this year.
They are.
Yeah,
That's pretty nuts. This really cool, like the sculpture work of it. So North Carolina had the world's largest strawberry. South Carolina has the world's largest fire hydrant.
Maine had the largest blueberry. Where were we with the light bulb? New Jersey?
Yep, New Jersey had the world's largest light bulb.
So we're hitting a lot of world's largests on this trip.
Yeah.
Oh, Fort Knox had the world's largest bridge observatory tower that you could go on to.
Yeah.
So, yeah, here's to more world's largest that we'll hopefully see on our trip. So we're on our way back to finding Route 1 after just driving off 3 minutes to go find that, hitting all the bumps, to find the giant fire hydrant. And we're definitely getting closer to the storm. The winds are picking up and the sky is getting darker. It's 9 o'clock now, but we should have about 45 minutes of sunlight left, but it is completely pitch black. Look at all that lightning. In trying to find Route 1, we accidentally went the opposite direction, so we're actually going past the fire hydrant for a third time, so.
Almost. We'll turn right before
Third
it.
time's the charm, but it's right there, and we're turning right to head back to that one.
We can be anything that we dream. We'll be like kings and queens running these city streets. We're gonna rule the world. We're gonna rule the world.
That was insane.
Did you see it both?
Yeah. That was crazy. Did you see it?
No, I just saw a big flash.
My whole thing is, and maybe it's because we recently went to Menlo Park and it's on my brain, but what type of courage and stupidity does it take to go out there with a key on a kite and think that you're not gonna die? And I know that that isn't Thomas Edison, it was Ben Franklin.
But we did see his stuff in Philadelphia.
Yeah, I look at that and I'm like, okay, that's pretty terrifying.
Smarter minds than ours.
It's just insane that they see a storm like that and you're like, you know what, I'm gonna try to go catch that. But I guess I'm thankful they did. Okay, so change of plans. We are no longer gonna try to push it to get through South Carolina today, just because the weather is turning out to be rather bad with the visibility side of it at least. So, plan B, we're gonna see the Black Widow movie that just came out, which we're super excited about and have been talking about trying to fit it in on this trip because we're huge Marvel fans.
So we figure this will give us an opportunity to kind of wrap up driving. It's already 9:20, so it's not like we're calling it quits super early, but it'll give us a chance to make something of the nighttime part of our trip and check something off our list of things we've been wanting to do. So it works out pretty well for us.
It's not Route 1, but nonetheless, we still really want to see the movie and are really excited about it. So it'll also give us a way to hopefully wait out the storm and have it be a little bit clear before we drive to the nearest Walmart and sleep there for the night. So I guess we'll see you tomorrow as we're leaving the Walmart parking lot and hitting the last stretch of South Carolina and then going into Georgia. See you then. Plan C. We went to the Regal, but there was no more late showings of Black Widow. But we still had Regal credits on our account, so we went in and got a free popcorn and are just gonna stream Black Widow in the back of our van in the Walmart parking lots for the night. So that is our movie night. And I can't say I'm too disappointed because I'm still really excited to watch the movie.
And from the comfort of our moving home.
And it'll be very comfortable. Hopefully we can stay up, but
yeah.
tomorrow still is going to be the rest of the leg of South Carolina and into Georgia. So I promise this will be the last time you see us tonight. Good night.
I'm living